first down. They hand off to Marlon Mack. Huge hole, 50-yard line. He's at the 40, still going near sideline. He's at the 10. He's at the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, Marlon Mack. Touchdown, INDY. And again, it's picked up. It's Darius Leonard. Leonard with his second INT, and he's streaking down the near sideline. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He's going to go. A pick six for the Maniac.
Horseshoe is back, baby. The horseshoe is back.
Hey, what's going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to the Bring the Juice podcast. NFL.com recently released their top NFL power rankings for the NFL preseason. The Indianapolis Colts, out of 32 teams, came up at number 10. They're just sitting behind number 9, Seattle Seahawks, number 8, Green Bay Packers, number 7, Dallas Cowboys, number 6, Buffalo Bills, number 5, Tennessee Titans, number 4, New Orleans Saints, number 3, Baltimore Ravens, number 2, San Francisco 49ers, and the obvious number 1, the Super Bowl reigning champions, Kansas City Chiefs. Derek, initial reaction of this power ranking and kind of where the Colts sit in this power ranking.
First thing I want to talk about when I'm looking at those rankings, how in the hell does Dallas sneak their way into number 7? How?
I know.
How? That team didn't make the playoffs either. They didn't make the playoffs. How'd they sneak into number 7? The freaking Seattle Seahawks still made it over them. How is Seattle at number 9? Also, who's number 11? Just so we can be clear on who they're ahead of.
Minnesota is number 11.
Minnesota's number 11. Okay. See, now, like that I can understand because, you know, Minnesota's a good team. I get it. But, like, how in the hell is Dallas at 7? I don't get it. But, again, back to the Colts being number 10, that's actually very considerate. I actually didn't think that they really had that high of hopes for Indianapolis right now. But, you know, they're probably hearing so much about the new draft picks that we're getting. And with DeForest Buckner now, you know, that's obviously bring some hype to the Indianapolis Colts that we haven't had in a while. So, overall, I think it's a good spot for the preseason, kind of like where we want to be at right now. I get it. But, you know, I really don't think people believe that. I honestly don't believe it. I think some of the national media sees it, but I don't think a lot of them do. I think they are sleeping on this team still. So this team knows it, and they're ready to fight for everything, man.
No, I totally agree with you, Derek. I think the national media, for whatever reason, ever since Peyton Manning retired, the national media has not given the Colts a ton of love. So this is a little bit surprising. Honestly, I'll take it, but it's just a little bit weird that they have the Colts ranked so high. I mean, I think there are obviously a couple reasons, but, you know, even some local fans have crapped on Phillip Rivers so far. You know, when you see different things in practice, like, oh, he threw a wobbly pass, even though it was a great play by the defender, or whatever it is, you hear him throw an interception. A lot of times fans can say, oh man, he's a bust right away, right? There's no hope for him. He's going to throw 20 interceptions this year, and that's it. End of story. We should give up on Phillip Rivers. Why did we sign him? I feel like people can even start disrespecting the Colts in that way. Even their own fans can start doing that. But there is a lot of room for optimism. There's a lot of guys with potential. Like, there's so much potential on both sides of the ball, whether that be, you know, we think Rivers is going to have a better year with a better offensive line, right? With a better running game, with Jonathan Taylor and Marlon Mack helming that up. Better wide receivers potentially. You know, a lot of potential, a lot of skill, a lot of speed at wide receiver, an improved pass rush on the defense, some more additions. We feel like the Colts could really be a team. Right now it's all potential, but we feel like they have the potential to be easily a top 10 team. And I think that's the reason for so much optimism. It's crazy to see the national media kind of bind into some of this hype, because that's a lot of time not their tune. A lot of time their tune is to disrespect the Colts, probably put them at like 20 or 25 or something. That's what normally it seems like that's what they would do. But now it seems like some of them are kind of buying into the hype a little bit. It certainly is strange to see. But like I said, there's so much potential, so much talent, so much depth on this team that I'm not really shocked that the Colts are ranked number 10 at the same time.
And that's what I
Justin
wanted
was
to, that's what I was going to actually tell everyone is we're going to get into this at later on in training camp because there's just, as the days go along, we'll have more of this to talk about. But you kept saying a lot of the I don't knows, there's a lot of if. We don't know about a lot of these guys. And a lot of people are just taking that way too literal right now. It is 4 days into padded practices. You have to remember, these guys very few of these guys were able to connect with each other all off season. They weren't able to do anything. They were only able to train. They weren't able to do on-field workouts. These guys were able to do things later. And now they're having to do things on a much more pressurized scale, on a much more heavy-duty scale, and a game sense scale right now than what they normally would be at this time of the year last year, because they have to get ready, because in less than a month, they're about ready to play football games, and they lost so much time. People keep saying, oh, Phillip Rivers is throwing interceptions in training camp. Yeah, he's trying to get the feel for how to do things. He said it. He said the quote, that there's a fine line between being aggressive and being stupid. He's trying to understand how everything works into the system right now. I get it, and let him do it. It's going to take him a couple weeks to get used to this, guys. I mean, when you bring in a new quarterback, and probably for the first couple weeks of the season, it's not going to look pretty for Phillip Rivers. It's probably not. We're going to sit here and we're probably going to say, yeah, it wasn't a good performance, but it's still fresh. He's still got to get going. The rhythm will pick up because eventually you get used to the game flow. He's not used to it yet. And let's not make everything about Phillip Rivers. Can we not just say this defense has been really good? This defense has played really good in training camp so far. DeForest Buckner's been playing well. The freaking Tyquan Lewis is beating Quentin Nelson. What is this? Like, what is training camp right now? I mean, Michael Pittman has been having a good training camp, okay? Contrary to what some people are telling you, that Michael Pittman is not doing really well. We've been hearing some people say that he's struggled a little bit. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any local media guys say anything. I didn't hear anything about Pittman the first day of full pads, but the last few days I've heard he's been making some more catches. But, I mean, guys, just pump the brakes a little bit on this offense. Pump the brakes a little bit. Okay, do I need to hold your horses back? Do I need to do that? Because I will. I'll bring it back. This season, I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to tell y'all that you need to relax a little bit, okay?
Amen. I can definitely agree with that. It's so early. Let's not get ourselves all riled up quite yet. There's a couple weeks until the regular season kicks off. Still got a lot of time for things to happen. Derek, before we wrap this up, I'm curious, where would you rank this Colts team 1 to 32? The Colts obviously had them at 10. The NFL had the Colts at 10. I would probably have somewhere between 14 or 15. Where are you at right now? Or where would you rank the Colts from 1 to 32?
I'm going 13. It's right about where I would go at right now. So again, middle of the pack, kind of thing like that. Because like you said, so many unknowns right now, and everybody knows that preseason rewards and rankings like this don't mean jack crap.
No.
It's just it's towards the end of the season when that matters. So, it's just, again, it's whatever. But it is quite ironic to see the Colts at where they're at right now in some of the national media. I would have said NFL Network probably would have done something like that, because we know how much they love the Indianapolis Colts and some of the guys on that team. We know how much they love them. I don't think ESPN really likes them, but I'm surprised by that.
I don't think ESPN knows what they're talking about. So, I mean, whatever. But all right, I think that'll wrap this podcast up, guys. Let us know in the comments, where would you rank the Colts 1 to 32? Make sure to let us know. But for Derek and myself, thanks so much. And as always, go Colts.